Welcome folks, it's Admiral Revan here, and today we have a very interesting battle for you. Now my friends, we have a very interesting moment where I had done this as a div with a friend of mine on the North American community, with a couple of good friends of mine, which is True Minister as well as Therbak. Now Therbak is an interesting American streamer who has a great passion for World of Warships, for the community and everything. He is very keen to become a CC in the near future for World of Warships. So here's a shout out for his channel and community. Go ahead and give him a follow, and also check out his YouTube content as well. Now, Therbak here has got himself to Puerto Rico, and he's having a fun time with it right now. Because he's done a video on this actually most recently, so definitely go check it out. Now I have to say that when I had put this together in this video for what is going to be happening, yeah, it is well worth it, so you'll see. So we got an interesting lineup of ships here, so I'm going to show you what they're up against. So we got an interesting lineup of warships on both sides, but I have to say that the two Ragnars have got us a little bit concerned here. Also, a quick shout out to DJ Play Kate, another guy that has been very well known in the World of Warships community, who has been quite a big supporter of my channel, as well as other streamers like Aerospace News and a few others I can name as well as Therbak. Now, I have to say that it's actually very interesting at the beginning of the map that we have started, moving ourselves, positioning, wondering what is going to be happening next. As you can see, that the Vermont is starting to move over to Gulf 8 and 9 area, and I'm just looking at it closely, waiting for him to make the move to fire its guns first, but it looks like it hasn't at this stage. But yeah, Therbak and I have decided to coordinate our teamwork, and we noticed our True Minister is actually getting focus fired on, so I have actually started engaging against the Vermont right off the bat and trying to get his attention. Now, the two Ragnars, having them both side by side, is actually a very deadly combo. Especially one facing in, the other one is facing the other way around, so its guns are actually pretty decisive. And the Ragnar is a decent ship to go up against. Now Marso, on the other hand, is fast and maneuverable, and True Minister does a very good job playing the Marso. Now he's getting focus fired on right now and is forced to retreat. So at this point in time, I'm actually just focusing fire on the Vermont. I immediately DCP'd to take off that fire straight off the bat, but it looks like the Ragnars are just going ahead and start engaging me again. So I said, screw this, I may as well start moving. So here we go. I decided to take an open blind shot towards the Ragnars, but I definitely hit the island. Definitely, no doubt, there's no point there of sticking around, and the Vermont has decided to take a shot at me, and his shells are going to hit towards the rear of my Ohio. By the way, the Ohio is a very good ship. It's actually very good with its caliber guns and everything, so if you're wondering about how strong the Ohio is, we can go over the specifications about that later. But here is a very interesting gameplay on both sides. As you can see, there's a bit of an aggressive push going on with our submarine over at A, as well as the Napoli over there as well too. And looks like our submarine is going to get taken out here shortly. But yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on all over the place. Zal's actually moved it away. I've decided to fire a quick broadside shot towards him, and our shells are going to be a bit of a swing and a miss. But as you can see, the Daring, the Salem are actually moving to position here, and looks like that the Salem is actually something I want to focus my firepower on, and looks like the Daring is actually having to go against the Napoli. Napoli is having a good go there, but the Daring's got taken out by the Napoli. I have fired my shots at the Salem at long range, just giving it a go, see how I go, focusing my shells on them with AP. And score some good hits on that Salem right there. So far so good, you know, 4 good penetrations. It's not like a decisive kill shot, but it's actually very, very decent. Our teammates are actually focusing fire on the Salem, which is pretty effective, and damn, that Vermont burned it up big time there. Okay, so I've decided to look around, find out where the Vermont is behind me, and I noticed that he's right on my rear on my 6, and I have decided to turn hard right rudder right now and to help Therbak. Now Therbak is pretty much out in the open on his own there, and he can definitely you know, definitely maneuver a lot quicker than I can, but looks like that the problem with this is that these div mates and the Ragnars and the Vermont are now focusing fire on Therbak. Now Therbak is pretty much getting focus fired on and burned down at a stage, so Therbak has to make the move to retreat. And I called out to him at this point in the game saying that he should fall back and I should go in, and basically I have moved into the offense to try and engage that Vermont with everything I got. Now we got the Schlieflin is actually helping out as well in the long distance on the Vermont, which is doing a great job with his secondaries as well as his AP shots. The Marso, True Minister, is firing HE and rapidly hammering that Vermont, trying to burn it down as fast as he can, set it on fire. Me on the other hand, I just focus on with my AP shots and hopefully hitting this Vermont with some good decisive shells, but the way I've been aiming and the dispersion is absolutely shocking in this kind of stage of the fight. However, the Ragnar is in the distance, is still kiting against the Puerto Rico, and Therbak is actually forced to retreat further. But as we get closer to the Vermont, I've decided to take a broadside shot on him as much as I can, hoping for the best for the kill shot. And no, nearly have it, but no. Schlieflin has actually been taken out, unfortunately, by the Vermont, but the Vermont is trying to heal up, and I know that it's actually a bit of a bad sign. I've set a fire on this guy, and it's actually pretty all well and good, but we need to get there and score another hit. Waiting for the broadside shot. Vermont showing my broadside. Shots fired, mistakes were made. Got him. Now, Ragnar. This is where it gets more interesting. The Ragnar is actually kiting and engaging me. Notice how that I have been, you know, starting to kite against the Ragnar. Have my secondaries mainly target on the Ragnar as well. At this point in time, I'm just trying to close in the gap. I've swapped over to HE shells and trying to score a good solid hit on this guy. Shots were fired. Shots are looking good. And the Ragnar has been hit with 2 penetrations of fire. Not bad. So far, it's good here. That is incredible. The Ragnar's still having to guard me, but I decided, like, you know, screw this, I'm going to go in. Get closer to the gap. The only way that can win this fight is actually take the shots and get in. Meanwhile, Therbak has fallen back on his Puerto Rico and started to get himself healed up a little bit better than was before. He's still supporting me, but I'm just focusing on trying to take care of this Ragnar. The Ragnar is actually getting burnt down right now, so we're actually pushing hard. True Minister is unfortunately just got killed off in this battle, so he's asking us to carry him. Well, Therbak myself are carrying a big carry pants in this one. So here we go. We got shots were fired, mistakes were made, and a lot of good decisive hits going on here. Ooh. Wow, look at this Ragnar. That is so much beast, bro. This Ragnar is really doing a good job of kiting me and actually having to guard me. And I have to say, I have to give him a lot of credit to his work for doing so. But yes, I have been pushing this guy pretty hardcore toward him with the secondaries and got him with a close quarter combat. That is awesome. Now, I have noticed that Therbak is actually moving over towards, with the Puerto Rico, towards Bravo and Charlie Cap, and he's wondering what's going on over there, so we're just trying to figure out and coordinate. Meanwhile, we notice our teammates are actually starting to regroup with the Galileo, Kleber actually falling back, the Zau's falling back, the Vermont's falling back. Haraguma has gone for the push. towards Charlie and make the move. So at the moment it seems to be balanced on both sides of the map. I have tried to take a shot at the Moskva at long range, but didn't get that at this point. Looks like the Zal has gone in the middle, and it looks pretty good. The Puerto Rico and also the Vermont and the Zal are actually turning their guns and focus fire on the Zal. The enemy Zal is actually moving away, but shots are fired from the Vermont towards the Zal, and looks actually pretty damn good. And look at the shells, and damn son, that Zal got deleted by the Vermont. That was unreal, folks. I mean, like, whoops. Never go broadside to a Vermont. Never go broadside on any cruiser to any battleship. Trust me. It's unless you want to go and introduce the new meaning of down periscope all over again. Anyway, moving on. So, Zal of our team just got blapped by the Depression. Now, Depression is a very good German battleship. Its guns hit like a truck. And the Vermont, well, it hits like a truck times 2. The Galileo is actually in the far distance, and he's actually moving over to engage us. So we actually have a good handful of ships left over. Just by looking at it, it's actually not bad. It's actually a good handful of ships on the Montana Depression, Galileo, Moskva, and we still got like the Galileo, Claver, Haragumo, Puerto Rico, Ohio, and Vermont. Very interesting, you know, how this pans out. The torps are going in on Depression. Depression's actually doing the best he can right now just to hang in there. My shots are going in, and it looks okay for the distance, and hopefully we'll be scoring some good hits. And so far 3 penetrations and 2 ricochets. Well, could be better, but then again, Depression is actually taking the opportunity to fire shots against me, and I have turned bow in to make sure to take the hits or reduce the chance of being hit, and well, that was actually pretty damn cool. Fired shots in return to that. And then at this point in time in the game, it kind of like was a bit of a stalemate. Even though it's 4 ships versus 6 of us, it could go either way. So I'm just traveling steadily towards Depression, still firing its guns at him, and hopefully that he gets the lead from the salvo. Looking pretty good, but no, not the case. The explosion wasn't there. But nevertheless, we are actually having a fun time getting in close. Firing shots against the Depression again. He's getting HE spammed at this point in time. And my shells are looking pretty good. But this time he got taken out by a Claver. That's alright. Alright. The Haragumo has decided to kite and move back around. Now we have decided to just make an adventurous change towards over to Bravo Cap. So Therbak is actually hanging around over on Bravo Cap right now. He's having a fun time. I just got been radared by the Moskva. And at this point in time, the Moskva's health is actually pretty low. Therbak is actually hoping that the Moskva will come over in his broadside with the rear guns ready to aim and fire, but the Moskva hasn't made a move yet. But it looks like that he's slowly retreating, backing off at this point in time. But looks like the Galileo is actually having to go a long distance, but we're still moving over. So at the moment, we're just, you know, chilling. Slowly traveling over. Decided to take fires at some shells at the Galileo, swing and a miss, but at least I made my presence known. Anyhow, I have taken the opportunity to just keep moving over steadily as I go and enjoying the view. Alright, so the Moskva is got burnt down by the Quebec. Now the question is, where to from here? So as you can see, the Therbak's got himself perfectly angled against the Galileo. Bombers are coming in towards it. And he's got an uninvited guest with the Montana coming around the corner. Now, Montana's at like 67,000 health, and that's actually pretty damn impressive. Now he's down to 60,000. Close to it. And I just fired my shots. And, oh, down! 2 cereals! 610 hits. Oh, mate. That's gotta hurt. That was brutal. That Montana didn't know what hit him. That was unreal, man. But man, that just to see that in slow motion, it looks so perfect. But anyway, here we go, coming around the corner. The Galileo is coming around the corner. Therbak's got this under control. He's shown his rear end towards the Galileo, still firing his guns at him. Make sure HE. And he's still burning them up. And he's done a great job to get to this. And as we get around the corner, it worked out very well. And there's a general offensive there. Alright folks, that was it. Well done. Big shout out again to Therbak and his also the minister for the dibs. And hey, what an excellent replay. Have a good one, my friends.